So more of solving radical equations. The process is essentially the same. In this case, we're adding a variable on the right-hand side as well, but our first step is to isolate the radical on one side of the equation. So if we subtract 2 from both sides, square root of x minus 2 plus 2 minus 2 is just going to be the square root of x minus 2, and then x minus 2 is going to be x minus 2. So we've isolated the radical. The square root of x minus 2 equals x minus 2. Now we square both sides. So the square root of, anytime we have the radical isolated, which is the first step, the next step is square both sides. So we have the square root of x minus 2 squared, that's just going to be x minus 2 equals, and then x minus 2 squared is x squared minus 4x plus 4. You can multiply it all out and get minus 2x, and then simplify. But when you do, you should get x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now, I'm going to make the right side the left side, the left side the right side, but the process is the same. We subtract x. We want the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So we want everything on one side of the equation and 0 on the other side of the equation. So we're going to subtract x from both sides and add 2 to both sides. So minus x and plus 2. Now I'm going to make the left-hand side the right-hand side. So x minus x is 0, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so this is just 0. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to take it from the right-hand side. We have an x squared, and then negative 4x minus x is minus 5x. And then 4 plus 2 is plus 6. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Now we want to see, first off, our first option is, will this factor? So we want to know, are there any numbers that multiply to 6 that add to negative 5? Well, how about negative 2 and negative 3? Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5, and negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. So we're going to end up having x minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0. And we can multiply back through. That's going to be x squared minus 2x minus 3x is minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. So that is the factorization of the original, or of the quadratic that we just had as part of the problem. So that means that x equals 2 or x equals 3. Now we need to check that solution, or those solutions. So let's go ahead and check. We do that by substituting into the original equation. Square root of x minus 2 plus 2 equals x. So the square root, let's say x equals 2. So the square root of 2 minus 2 plus 2, we want to know, does that equal 2? Well, the square root of 2 minus 2 is the square root of 0, which is 0. So we're left with 2 equals 2. So that solution checks. Now what if x equals 3? Well, the square root of 3 minus 2 plus 2, we want to know, does that equal x equals 3? So does that equal 3? Well, the square root of 3 minus 2, that's the square root of 1, which is 1 plus 2, which does indeed equal 3. So that solution checks as well. So the solutions to the square root of x minus 2 plus 2 equals x are x equals 2 or x equals 3.